Hello and welcome. My name is Mandy and welcome to episode 1 of our birthday challenge here on Opal Creek. If this is your first time watching one of my videos, hello and welcome to Boo Avenue. I just finished a 30-day challenge on what I called Opposite Island, which was doing everything the opposite of what I would normally do. And my birthday is in a few weeks, and I'm challenging myself in this birthday challenge to replace all of my villagers and flip some island decor to be what I would want for my birthday. So let's get started. For today, I thought that I would give you all an idea of what are some of my favorite things in Animal Crossing by visiting a dream address of Butterfly Island. Butterfly Island was my first Animal Crossing New Horizons island. I started Butterfly Island on March 20th, 2020 when the game dropped, and I had it until August of 2022. So I kept it for 2 years. I went through a lot of terraforming and villagers and decorating and island themes, and I finally settled on this island and this save for our dream address. So I'm going to enter the dream address code now. If you would like to visit Butterfly Island, you are welcome to do so. The dream address will be right here on the screen. And if you take pictures or inspiration from Butterfly, I would love if you would tag me. Again, my Instagram is boo_avenue, or you could copy me over here. Would just love to see what you guys think. So here is the dream address now. And while we wait for Butterfly Island to boot up, I thought I would talk a little bit about my birthday challenge and what I'm hoping to accomplish in these next few weeks. My birthday is on November 14th, and I just need to make sure that I'm celebrating with villagers I like and on an island I enjoy. So I'm going to be kicking out all of my villagers, all 10 of them, and replacing them with villagers that I love. And on Butterfly, you'll get a glimpse of who some of those villagers are, and as well as some of the decor. On Butterfly Island, you'll see that I have 10 villagers, all of whom I love. You'll see that I've decorated all of their outside and inside their homes. I've given all of them either a small yard or just an item or two in their yard. And yeah, let's get started. So the first thing I want to show you is our flag. This is a flag I did not design. I actually asked someone on Nookazon to design this for me, and it looks so cute. But I do like making my own flags now. Oh, and we should also take a look at the map. So we open the map, you see we've got 2 island residents. We've got Mandy and Marissa. We've also got Daisy, Ketchup, Henry, Margie, Poppy, Rosie, Sasha, June, Aelia, and Lily. And as you can see, I like to lay out my island in a very symmetrical type of way. So I have 2 different neighborhoods and they're both laid out in the same way. And we've got our Nook's Cranny, our Able Sisters, and our museum to the left. And we've got resident services to the right. And our campsite is on the beach. You can see we've got the airport a fair good distance away from resident services. And yeah, so let's go to the entrance. We could start our tour. Oh, this is so nostalgic. This brings me back. I played on this island for so long, and it's just so nice to see it again. All right, so let's go to the left of the island first. And as you can see, we've got quite a bit over there to explore, but let's go down to the construction beach first. This is a little beach that is a small construction build. I loved all of the construction items and I wanted to know what to do with them, so I put them all on the beach. We've got a nice, beautiful viewpoint up on this bridge over here. that leads you down to our campsite and to our kids' tents, kind of like a campground on the beach for anyone to come visit and explore. We've also got some yachts pulled up, like they pulled up to the beach to come camping. So that was my vision with this part of the beach anyway. Then if we come up, we'll see our museum, which I do love this museum build. We've also got a little parking lot, so we've got cars and scooters, and we've got our gas stations toward the bottom. So just a little parking lot for the villagers to park when they're visiting. To this left side area is the art walk. So part of the museum just continued outside. We've got a painting area to the left and some special items to the right. And part of that art walk as well is the beach build to the left over here. And as you can see, we've got some butterfly models and some flowers. I liked decorating with flowers and custom codes on the beach the most because you can still navigate through these items, but it still seems full. And next to the museum, we've got our train station. So you've got a place where people can sit and wait. We've got our crosswalk and then the train tracks that lead all the way to the back of the island where we have a glowing moss cave. And that cave, we've got some mine carts, like some treasure that they're finding in the glowing moss cave. And to the left of that, you'll see kind of more of our jungle core inspired section. I don't really know if jungle core is the right theme or the right description, but that's what I was going for with that back corner over there. And that's our little train stop area, along with a few other items on this beach over here. We've got another just classic beach area, and we've also got the seashell bed. It just fit perfectly on that small rock. Now behind the museum is one of our first neighborhood builds. So this is Ketchup's house. Obviously Ketchup isn't home, so we'll just move on. And next to Ketchup is Aelia. And Aelia is home. So let's go into her house, give you an idea of how I decorate the inside, and say hi to Aelia because I love her so much. Ah, here she is. Hello, Miss Girl. Oh, I love her so much. She's so sweet. She gives me mother. But yes, here is her house. So I gave her a green, outdoorsy themed home, nature inspired, but still upscale, kind of like Aelia herself. And this is what I came up with. I gave them a kitchen, a sleeping area, and a living room. And that's pretty much the same with most of my villager houses here. Thanks for letting us tour, Aelia. I miss you. Ugh, what a queen. And behind Ketchup and Aelia's homes, we have Poppy. And Poppy isn't home either, but as you can see, Poppy's area is a lot larger than the two up front. So she's got a few additional items in her yard, but nothing too fancy. And I do like the symmetry, as I said, so I've got stairways on both sides leading up to the back of this neighborhood. Poppy, there you are, sweetheart. I am familiar. I basically live here. Here's Daisy's house. Let's go into Daisy's house and see what I decorated her house like. Daisy is one of my most precious villagers. Growing up, my family dog, her name is Daisy, and she is a white dog, and I just absolutely love her. She reminds me of her a lot. Daisy passed when she was 17 years old. We miss her so much, but being able to have Daisy on an island just to come say hi to her, it fills that little part of my childhood that I miss so much, and I miss my puppy. But here is Daisy's home. I gave her a pink and blue theme, and once again gave her a kitchen, a sitting area, and a little bedroom. I also read online that Daisy's hobby is paleontology, so I put a little fossil poster on her wall as well. Bye, Daisela. Love you. Oh, my sweetheart. And I also did a little sitting area toward the front of this neighborhood. We've got a candle. Oh, let's turn that on. There we go. Candle and a ukulele. We've got a pergola. And then we've also got a snack and an iced coffee, of course. Next to Daisy's house is Sasha's house. Sasha isn't home. Hopefully we run into him on the tour. And behind them too is my home. So I gave myself a little pool and a little sitting area in my yard. And I will go in and describe my house to you. I had a hard time coming up with what to do for each room, so I ended up going with a wheel, a randomizer wheel spin that helps you decide which theme and what type of room to do. This room is our pastel craft room, which was also very useful given that I needed to have easy access to a DIY table, so I put that smack dab in the middle. And I also did a little scrapbooking area. We've got tools and mom's pens just scattered around, along with some really cute decor. And I really like how this room turned out, and I'm so glad this is the main room of this house. And if we go to the left, this room is a tiki bar / tropical smoothie bar. So bringing outdoors, indoors, and I put some gyroids on the wall. I put all the different blenders. I was so proud of getting all the different blenders. I didn't use any treasure islands on Butterfly. I didn't use anything except for Nookazon. So I was really proud at getting some of these items ready before the 2.0 update. And a little bit after, of course. And when we make our way to the back of the house, the room toward the back, and this option on the wheel was titled Relaxing Spa. So when I think of a relaxing spa, this is what I think of. The light colors, the water trickling, you got a little changing area to get dressed in. I love that wallpaper. I think that's so perfect for a little spa situation. And you've got some privacy curtains as well, so people don't have to see you as soon as they walk into the spa. I love all the use of the florals as well, of course. I know no one's surprised by that. But the floral rug, the pansy tables, the floral cushions, I think it just all makes it so cohesive. And to the room on the bottom right, you can see we have a simple pottery class and pottery shop. I used the stools, the stone stools with the clay as like a turning wheel almost, the kettle bathtub as a kiln, some of the gyroids on the wall, as well as some projects that they could be working on, along with the aprons. And I think that it turned out really adorably. I like this room a lot, and it was fun to be creative. I've never made a room like this before. Now let's head downstairs. And on the wheel, this was a 70s or a retro living room. So I thought about a lot of warm tones, a lot of yellows. I thought about a little bar that you have in your downstairs hangout room, along with your billiards table. And I had to put, the gyroid that kind of looks like a bong, because duh, you gotta, in the 70s room. That 70s show, come on. I thought it worked well, right? Everyone enjoys a little weeding, as we know on my islands. So that is the downstairs basement area. And now all that's left is to show you upstairs. And upstairs I made sort of my little studio apartment, so to speak. So this doesn't have any particular wheel spin or anything. This was just all me and my brain. So here is my little bedroom, if you will. I've got a nice little computer setup over here, which would be really nice to have in a regular bedroom, but that's okay. I've got a little seating area, a little fireplace, and a place to get cozy in bed. I love all the colors. I love the floral flooring and the sunflower rug, along with the different color melon rugs. I think those are really adorable in this build, and I just love how it turned out. Sometimes I wish I could make my bedroom like this in real life, but I also realize that that wouldn't probably look as good as it does in the game. So, oh well, I'll settle for my regular bedroom. And that's the inside of my house on Butterfly Island. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of how I decorate, both things that I enjoy decorating as well as things that were a challenge to me. And I did do that in our second island residence home, so I will show you that as well when we get over to that part of the neighborhood. But let's continue. So we're going back down through the neighborhood, past the museum build, and here's Ketchup. Hello, Miss Mama. Hi, Girly Pop. Love you, sweetie. I've had Ketchup on every single island except for Opal Creek, and she's just as cute as ever. But she's leading us over to our rainbow garden. I used to have a huge rainbow garden on this island. You could probably find some pictures of it on my Instagram. But I settled for a much smaller rainbow garden when it started to lag so much and when I started redesigning. So I ended up making this little flower shop right behind it, and I think it turned out really cute. So we've got our flower shop over here. To the bottom right of our flower shop build, we have this little seating area and diagonal pathway toward the other part of the island, but I'll get to that in a second because I want to show you our Nook's Cranny build, which is right behind the flower store. And we just have a few items around here, the snack machine and the drink machine and the store shelf, that I think really tie in well with the Nook's Cranny build. And behind that is our post office. So here's our mailboxes and a delivery truck. I think that worked out well. And this is a surprise to me, but I actually have a rock garden over here. I said in a recent video how I've never done an intentional rock garden before, and here I am. Oops, I totally forgot about this, so disregard that. But behind the rock garden is our Able sisters, and we've got just a few items back here that I think work really well, and next to a little sitting area next to our land bridge, which I will show you eventually as well. Across from our marketplace here, we have Lily. Oh, sweet baby, hello. I've seen you so many times on villager hunts and haven't been able to take you. Hopefully for our birthday challenge, I'll be able to take you this time. But here we go. Here's another sitting area by our land bridge, which I will show you after I show you the next neighborhood. And this is just a little walkway and transition area that takes you back to our resident services. Here's that bridge that connected us earlier that I was showing you by the flower shop. And it takes you right back to resident services as well as to our next neighborhood. As I mentioned, I like the symmetry, so there are two stairways next to resident services that take you to the neighborhood. But before I take you there, I want to show you some builds down here. Over here we have a bike parking station, which is exactly what it sounds like, a little sitting area with your bikes. Got storage shelves and snacks and a little bus stop where you can sit and wait for somebody to come pick you up if you need to. And next to the bike shop we have our island marketplace, and it's kind of more carnival-like. It's got balloons, it's got the Balloon Plaza cart and the fortune cookie cart, but I'm also selling fruits, jams, bread, and coffee over here. And I do love the custom codes on the ground that are the little butterflies. I think that made it all come together really nicely. And down here you'll see we've got the popcorn stand, our candy shelves, and the cotton candy station, along with our street organs and our fountain. So that is this area down here toward our entrance and toward resident services. So I guess we'll go right back up to the neighborhoods to show you what that looks like. Alrighty, this first house here belongs to Henry. So let's go inside and see Henry. Ah! Jump scare! That's me! Ah! Run away! I don't want to see any of my characters here. Freak me out. Alrighty, here's Henry's house. As you can see, I gave him a nature and swamp theme to his home, but I also gave him the usual: a place to sleep, a place to cook, and a place to chill. I absolutely love Henry. He is my son, my actual son. I gave birth to him. He is my baby, and that's little Henry right there. So I hope you like his house as much as I do. I think it's a nice little spot, and I love that his little feet glow with the glowing moss flooring. I think that's just absolutely adorable. Oh my gosh, we haven't said hi to him yet. Henry, hello! The only rule is that there are no rules, except don't put feet on my furniture or speak too loudly, period, Henry. That is my son. Goodbye, baby boy. So good to see you. Next to Henry's house, we have Miss Lily, and I'm kind of bummed she's not home because I loved Lily's house decorating it, but I guess we can forgive her because we still got to say hi to her at least. But Henry and Lily are neighbors, of course, the two froggies. Back here is June's house, which again, her yard is a little larger. She's got a few extra things, but nothing too over the top here. And of course, like the other neighborhood, we have the two staircases for the symmetry that lead you to the second level of the neighborhood over here. And this person is Margie. This is Margie's house. Let's go inside and say hi. Now, Margie was a sneaky fave. Margie wasn't originally one of my favorite villagers on my island, but I grew to love her so much. She's so sweet, and I gave her, like I gave the others, a place to sleep, a place to eat, and a place to relax, but I also threw in there a vanity for her because she's a queen. She's got to make sure she's ready to go. She's got to make sure she is looking right. And she is just so precious, and I gave her kind of a more simple home, but I like how it turned out. Very warm colors. The red and the yellow accents I pulled from her and her coloring, whereas the warm colors just helped it feel more cozy and at home. Ah, jump scare, there's my other character. Over here is Rosie's house. Rosie is next door neighbors to Margie, and she's also home, so let's go inside and see her. Ah, run away from that one. I don't want to see her. And here's Miss Rosie. I honestly forgot I had her on this island, but she is a perfect addition. There was a time on Butterfly Island where I tried to get villagers that had all flower names. So I had Lily, I had Rosie, I had Aelia, so I was Daisy, of course. So I kept her around for a while, and I ended up really liking her. Rosie is our fashionista of the island, so I had to make sure to make her a fashion-forward home that was colorful and purple and pink, just like she is, with, of course, a kitchen, a sitting area, and a bedroom. And I think that this turned out really cute as well. And behind Rosie and Margie's homes, we have my second character's home. Character's name is Marissa. And I gave her a little crafting yard here. And her house is also the house that I spun the wheel and just let it pick. It's also the area where the entrance to the land bridge is, so I will show you that after showing the inside of this house. Our first wheel spin was a nursery inspired by the color green. And I think that I did the best I could with that wheel spin, and I think that it turned out really nice. Lots of plants, lots of green, couple gyroids here and there. Not my favorite room, but I think I did the best with the prompt that I was given. And to the left, this room on the randomizer wheel was called Grandma Art Studio. And once again, not my favorite room in the house, but I think I made do with what I could. I tried to pick the most grandma things, and to be honest, I am a grandma at heart, and all of this stuff calls to me, but Grandma Art Studio was a little more difficult for me to come up with, but I think I did all right. The room at the back of the house, when I spun it, was a backyard build. And this was perfect for the very back of the house, but I'm not very inspired by a backyard build. I tried to do what I could, but I would say this is my least favorite room I've done in all of my interior designing. I think it works really well with the theme. I liked how I did the wallpaper with the evergreen ash. I think that worked out really fun, but I don't love the layout, the design. I feel like it's missing something, but I think I did okay. And this isn't my house. I don't come in here very often, so I think it's a good throwaway room, I guess, to say the least. And when we head to the right, we will see our Mario library. Once again, the wheel was not my friend with this challenge, but I think I did what I could. I used a bunch of the Mario items, and I put a bookshelf and some books around, trying to make it look more like a library or a cozy reading nook that had a bunch of fun Mario items in it. And, I think I did the best I could once again. But there is a pipe over here, and I'm wondering, I haven't seen another pipe around. Does it go anywhere particular? Let's find out. Nope. Okay, I just used it for the decor. That's fine. But yeah, that is our Mario library. Downstairs, our second to last room inside, we have our music studio. And it's playing Steep Hill, which is one of my favorite KK Slider songs. And I've made it pink on the rooftop, lots of colorful instruments and music items in here, put some balloons to decorate, and I think this turned out cute. But a little music shop, pink and colorful. Can't help but vibe out to Steep Hill. Such a banger. Okay, anyway. To the last room of the house, the upstairs. The wheel picked the theme as boho classroom. And I had to look up a couple times what a boho classroom looked like, but a lot of people said neutral colors, warm tones, an open and airy environment, so I tried to do what I could with that, and I added a little bit of whimsical flair with the froggy chair, of course. We always need a classic froggy chair. I think this is my favorite room in this house. It turned out really well, and I don't usually build a classroom outside of Happy Home Paradise, so this was a fun build to make. And that's it for our second character's home there. So let's go outside and continue the last bit of the tour of Butterfly Island. So as I mentioned, to the left of this character's home, we have our land bridge build. I've always loved land bridges on people's islands, but I don't like the way the cliff sides look when you do a horizontal bridge. So I tried to cover those up with a few simple panels. It ended up working really well with the flooring and with the stone fencing. And I put some tourist telescopes, and on those rocks behind the bridge, I put those pine trees down, and I think this just makes for an amazing walk. This is one of my favorite builds on this island, even though it's really simple. And if you go down from the land bridge, you'll get a nice pathway over to our secret beach, and it'll end up connecting to the train station at the back of the island where the train tracks are. Over here. And I kept my secret beach pretty simple, just with a couple items, as I still like to navigate to and from Red's boat. I did our circular pathway back here with different custom codes, which I think is really fun. Cross through the land bridge one more time and we'll get back to the right side of the island to finish up our island tour. We're going to go back down through this neighborhood. You can see a sneak preview over there. But as we go down through the neighborhood and we go behind the bike parking station, we have our small island orchard. So this is where I have one of each fruit tree. Don't need a bunch of fruit trees on the island after I get them all, but I planted a small space for them there. And then across the bridge, you'll see we've got a small island farm as well, surrounded by water. Behind that, we have our lavender field with our purple hyacinths and a little stand that sells the purple hyacinth lamps. And behind all of that, we have a small restaurant run by gnomes. A gnome-straunt, if you will. They are in charge, they are baking, they are having just a grand old time. And that is behind the farm in the island, so it could be farm to table, and behind the flower field. Since I'm really bad with peninsula builds, I ended up just building a waterfall on this peninsula and decorating it with butterfly figurines and blue flowers. And the beach is back here. We've got a little flower and plant station down here. Just a few items sprinkled around with some flowers and some pathway. And the beach back here, along with the rock back here, we've got a small gazebo, and we have a lighthouse. Once again, I like to keep these really simple, with just a few items here and there, some custom codes. I dropped a few flowers around, and I think it looks adorable. So that's the top right half of my island, and now we'll get to the beaches down here. Next to our island marketplace and our bike parking station, we've got a surfboard station where you can change in and out of your clothes and watch your surfboard. We've got a volleyball net with a tournament going on with a trophy that you can win. A little sitting area, relaxing with the baby chairs, a little watermelon beach ball. And this rock over here is our fish fillet station. So where you take all the fishies, you fillet them and put them on the fish trays, you dry them out on the fish rack. Oh, here's June making her appearance. Hello, girly. Down this way, just some bistro tables. And we've got another beach ball on a puddle. I used to love putting the beach balls on top of a little puddle. And here's Sasha, my boy. He is my favorite bunny villager. I'm so glad they added him recently. He is just the cutest. We've got our little sandbox build, as well as a little bonfire sitting area with some drums to play some music by the fire. And we have a few yachts that are parked on the beach, enjoying their stay. And yes, that is Butterfly Island. I hope this gave you an idea of some of the villagers that I love, some ways that I decorate, and some of my favorite items that I like to use around Animal Crossing. Now I think my dream is done of Butterfly, and I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna head home. But thank you so much for watching our first episode of our birthday challenge. Do you love any of these villagers? I'd love to hear your thoughts below. Who's your favorite villager? If you had to pick who to celebrate your birthday with, who would it be? I think out of everybody on this island, I'd have to pick Daisy, of course, because that's my puppy. That's my baby. I have to celebrate every birthday I can with Daisy. And I'd have to pick Henry. Henry is my literal son, so of course, if I didn't spend my birthday with him, what kind of a mother would I even be? But those aren't the only villagers that are my favorites. I actually have quite a few that I love that aren't on Butterfly Island, so I hope we get some of those as well, and I can explain the history between us if they end up moving on to my island. So thanks again so much for watching our first episode of our birthday challenge. I'm not sure when I'm going to post the next video, but I hope this gives you a good idea of what's to come. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. Thank you again so much for watching, and I hope you watch the next one. Bye!